So you've been busy in Google AI Studio. You've tweaked, you've prompted, and you've built something, well, something brilliant. But here's the thing. Right now, that amazing creation of yours is locked away just for you. The real question is, how do you take it from your private playground to a public app that anyone, anywhere can use? Well, let's get into it. That's exactly right. You see, AI Studio is this incredible free space to build and prototype, but it is, by its very nature, an isolated environment. Your app is stuck in what we call a digital sandbox, and in this explainer, we are going to set it free. And we're going to do it in 5 very straightforward steps. First, we'll get our heads around what this sandbox really is. Then we'll look at the 2 main ways to go live, the super direct Google Cloud route and the very flexible GitHub pipeline. And finally, we'll figure out which path is the perfect fit for you.
All right, part 1. Before we can break out, we need to understand exactly where we are. So, what on earth is a sandbox?
Just imagine a child's sandbox in a garden. You can build the most magnificent sandcastles, right? But they stay inside that wooden frame. Your AI Studio app is exactly the same. It's a perfect, working prototype, safe in its own little world. It's brilliant for building and testing, but nobody from the outside can come and see your work. So, how do we get our masterpiece out of that private sandbox and onto the global stage of the public internet? Well, it turns out there are 2 main ways to do it. Let's look at our exit strategies. Our choices boil down to these 2, the Google Cloud route and what I'm calling the GitHub pipeline. Think of the Google route as the all-in-one, fully integrated solution. Simple, secure. The GitHub path, on the other hand, is all about flexibility, control, and connecting to a whole world of other tools, many of which have fantastic free options. Let's break each one down. First up, path number 1, the Google Cloud route. This is the most direct, sort of official way to get your app out there. It's built right into AI Studio, and the whole point is to make it as painless as possible. And honestly, the process is ridiculously straightforward. You literally find the deploy button in AI Studio, it'll ask you to create a Google Cloud project, and then you'll need to connect a billing account. Now, don't let that word scare you. There are very generous free tiers, so this doesn't mean you'll be paying right away. After that, poof, Google does all the heavy lifting and gives you a live public web address. Now, this is the killer feature for this route: security. Your app needs a secret API key to work. If that key ever leaked out, someone could use it and you'd be footing the bill. It's a huge risk. But with the Google Cloud route, Google takes care of all of that for you, automatically. The key is never exposed in your code, which, believe me, is a massive, massive advantage and gives you incredible peace of mind. Okay, on to our second option, the GitHub pipeline. Now, this approach is wildly popular with developers, and for good reason. It's all about giving you more flexibility and fine-grained control. The workflow here involves a couple more moving parts, but it's still very simple. First, you save your code to a free GitHub account. You can think of GitHub as a sort of Google Drive, but for code. Then you sign up for a free hosting service, something like Vercel or Netlify. Inside Vercel, you just point it to your project on GitHub, and that's it. It automatically pulls the code, builds your app, and puts it on a live URL for you. It feels a bit like magic the first time you see it. The real superpower you get with GitHub is something called version control. The best way to think about it is like having an infinite undo button for your entire project. Every single change you make is tracked. So if you add a new feature and it completely breaks everything, no problem. You can just rewind to the last working version in a single click. It's an incredible safety net. And look, don't just take my word for it. This is the path the developer community often recommends. As this user on Reddit says, a lot of people find it even easier in the long run. You just push your code to GitHub and link it to a service like Vercel. It's a well-trodden path for a reason. So there we have it. 2 fantastic options: the simple, integrated Google Cloud route and the flexible, powerful GitHub pipeline. So how do you possibly choose? Well, it all comes down to what you value most. Let's put them head to head. This little chart should make it clear. If your absolute top priority is the easiest possible setup, Google Cloud wins. It's practically one click. If you're worried about API key security and want it handled for you, again, Google is the champion. With the GitHub path, you have to manage that key yourself. It's not hard. You use something called an environment variable, but it is an extra step. However, if you want maximum flexibility and the ability to have your site update automatically every single time you save your code, then the GitHub and Vercel path is frankly unbeatable. But here's the most important thing to remember. There isn't a wrong choice here. Not at all. Whether you choose the rock-solid security of Google Cloud or the incredible dynamic flexibility of the GitHub pipeline, both of these paths achieve the exact same wonderful goal. They take your idea out of the sandbox and they put it out into the world. And really, that's the most thrilling part, isn't it? That technical wall between your brilliant prototype and a live shareable app, it's gone. The path forward is clear. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build next?